USA's T20I World Cup journey. All of a sudden, he caught the imagination of literally.
Last year was outstanding with the ball for USA, but has, again, like a lot of other USA players, has played in India, has played for the under-19 setup in India, played the World Cup as well with the likes of KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal. And from there came to the US to study, did his college in the US, got a job with a big tech company in the US, and at the same time continues to represent his country at the highest level. So yes, very unique. Normally you would see somebody who's played at that level in India would go on to play in India itself, but he decided to pursue his education, and that brought him to the USA.
Well, yeah, not just brought him there, but brought him glory with this incredible sport of cricket. You'll find so many stories within the associate nations which are so amazing, where people have, or rather his teammates have spoken, saying that during tours and between games, he would be seated in his hotel room and coding, finishing some of the office work. There are a bunch of UAE cricketers, especially in the women's team that we've known, who, when on tour, are sitting and finishing assignments for school and universities.
It goes to show the kind of passion that these athletes have for the sport, and at the same time they value their education and they know the importance of having a career besides cricket. If you have one, well and good. If you don't, you still have other means of thriving and surviving. Saurabh doing really well for himself on and off the field. Meanwhile, good length and a tight over from Saurabh Netrawalkar comes to an end. Nepal are being tested by some top quality bowling. 2 overs bowled, it's 4 for 1.
So it's going to be Rushil who will continue after a splendid first over where he just conceded 1 run and picked up a wicket as well. Sheikh will be on strike. Single on the first ball to bring Bhim Sharkey on strike.
Yeah, 204 is the highest successful chase by Nepal at this very venue. and USA playing their first one-day international at this venue as well. They've played T20 internationals before at the Dubai International Stadium, but ODIs, this is their first. And not a bad start for them, Neil, in this first one-day international here at this Ring of Fire that we all like and talk highly about. Top-class facilities.
Splendid setup here at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Though either of the sides won't be able to experience the full glory of the Ring of Fire that actually sets out in the night, just when the sun is about to set. There's a reason why this place is called the Ring of Fire, because unlike other international stadiums where there are light poles, over here the lights are set up all through the roof in a circular fashion. So it looks like a ring beautifully lit up in the night sky, and thus rightly called the Ring of Fire. Nepal 6 for 1 and 2.3. Rushal, though, was in a different Ring of Fire during the last MLC finals, defending 12 runs of the last over. Young lad, just 9 games before that, and playing against Glenn Maxwell and Glenn Phillips, two of world's best T20 batters, finishers, hitters, call them what you want to. And he not just picks up the wicket of Glenn Maxwell, but also just gives 6 runs and gets MI New York the title. So incredible journey, incredible story for this youngster. Credit where due. The MI franchise also picks up some of the best talents. The scouting team is just phenomenal.
Oh yes, and Rushal definitely is one of the finds of the tournament. And suddenly you can see that his growth is accelerated. He's been drafted into not only the T20I setup, but I'm sure he'll be playing T20Is as well, but in the ODI setup. So clearly their coach has seen Mr. Pubudu Dasanayake. He's seen some serious raw talent in him, and he has given him the freedom and the belief that he can come and start the innings. Normally, they're appealing for it, but there's height onto that one. Normally, a debutant will want to bowl the second over, maybe just calm his nerves down, but not Rushal. He wants to go right at the top and started the over and had success as well in that very first over. 3 overs bowled, Nepal 6 for 1.
Saurabh Netrawalkar will continue from the 3-1-1 end. 2 slips for him as well. Oh, beautiful. The ability of Saurabh to get the ball to move off the deck while he gets the movement in the air, but he also, that natural movement of the ball going away from the right-hander, which the left arm seamers are blessed with. Shoaib, you are a left arm seamer yourself. What is the secret? Come on, tell us.
Well, to be honest, I think Saurabh has that rare gift of angling the ball away from the right-hander. Normally, you would see a left-arm bowler bringing the ball into the right-hander. But this is a rare gift. I was never able to bowl the one that shapes away from the right-hander. I had a natural in-swinging delivery, but I struggled when it came to shaping the ball away. But Saurabh, he's too good with that. And more importantly, I think what is really special about Saurabh is the the ability to land the ball consistently at a certain length. I saw him practicing even before the match started today. Even before he just warmed up and came into bowl, the first ball that he bowled was at a good length and hit the top of off stump.
Aerially played, miscued, but lucky that the ball will drop away from the wicket keeper. He's challenging the batters. He's asking them to hit through the line. Saurabh Netravalkar, exceptional talent. Probably the temptation was also there because the ball was down the leg side. But you wake up from slumber and you can't start running.
Yeah, that ball was down the leg side, so that shot was on. But again, that length was not all that short from Saurabh. So a little risky there from Bhim Sharkey. Luckily, the ball evaded the wicketkeeper and went behind him. But yeah, that could have gone anywhere. Could have easily been wicket number 2 for Nepal, and that's not what they want. Right now, like I mentioned, there's absolute silence in the ground. We saw them here cheering and were in a very jovial mood, the Nepali fans. But right now, it's absolute silence. They need a boundary coming their way. They need a fight back from these two. Asif and Bhim both have the ability to stitch a partnership just like that. Good running. A direct hit was needed. In the end, they manage a single.
You mentioned that they need a boundary for the cheers. Even a single has been cheered, Shoaib.
Yeah, they were cheering for every single run because they know the importance of those quick singles. And you could see that Bhim was very quick. And in the end, they managed to get that run. So yeah, they need a partnership, and these two are definitely capable. Especially Bhim Sharkey. I really like the way he bats in the longer format. Saw him bat in the T20 format a couple of years ago when I was in Nepal for the T20 qualifiers, where Nepal qualified alongside Oman for the 2024 World Cup. He was there in that format, but I think he belongs and he enjoys batting in this format. Very strong mentally and technically very sound too. 8 runs on the board for Nepal after 4 overs. It's 8 for 1.
Rushal to continue. Oh, very well played defensively, just getting behind the line of the ball, and that's what the batters need to do. Asif Sheikh just needs to set the tone right, that this is how it's going to be for the next few overs. Settle in, watch the ball, let the ball get a little old. Just the sheen of the ball, and the ball will stop doing all the dramatics that it's doing. It becomes slightly easier to bat on. We saw that in the first innings as well. The skill, the application, all of that is on one side. What is really important is to spend time in the center. Down the leg side, wide coming in. Nepal 9 for 1 and 4.1. Also, you mentioned that Nepal hasn't been very successful on this surface. They'll have to put the devils of all of those stats behind them to believe in themselves that they can go on and get a win here.
Well, I'm sure they're not thinking about those numbers at all, because numbers in the end are just numbers. If you need that self-belief, this is going to go all the way for 4 runs, and Asif Sheikh will get a boundary to his name as well. Not where he intended, but doesn't matter as long as they keep coming for Nepal.
Well, yeah, runs are coming in and so are the cheers, and I believe that the Nepalese fans now have more reasons to cheer. The deep third man fielder standing very square. So to put in that run to stop that would be challenging. Plus, Rushil does bowl at a good pace. So any connection will set the ball flying. Rushil. This one stayed a tad low. He's a smart young kid. He knows what to do after he's been hit for a 4.
Yeah, and I really, I really enjoy the way he's bowled so far because he's bowling at one side of the wicket. So he's not trying to attack the stumps. He knows that he's bowling in the longer format. He's going to be bowling 10 overs. And with the new ball, with some movement in the air, he is trying to bowl just outside the off stump, which seems to be like a simple plan. But to execute, it's not all that easy. Again, you can see that he finishes outside the off stump. And normally, if you're playing your first game, you tend to do a bit more. You tend to try and sometimes try to bowl on the stumps or try to surprise the batter, do something out of the box, but not Rushil. It seems like he's been sent out with a clear message that you need to bowl at a certain length and you need to bowl just outside the off stump, and he's doing just that.
Well, indeed. Sticking to plans, this time back of the length, but just inches outside off. Not enough room to cut that. It might be a short delivery, but if it's not wide enough, you'll have to pay the price if you're trying to go for the cut shot.
Yeah, and because he's bowling at that one length, now Asif is also looking to try something different. He's trying to use the pace, trying to open the face of the bat. This time he sprays it down the leg side. It will be called a wide. Akbar Ali, the umpire, alongside Shiju Sam, who's at the other end. Both from UAE, just like us, Neil.
Well, yeah, homegrown talents. That's what they would be called.
Yeah, just a little too straight from Rushal. We spoke about how consistent he was, and right on cue, the very next ball, he bowls one down the leg side.
He was trying to maybe bowl a fuller one that did not go as per plan. Yeah, pulls the length back, smartly so. End of the over. 5 overs gone, 14 for 1. Right, so change in bowling then. Jasdeep Singh comes in. Nepal 14 for 1. Just a shortish spell for Saurabh Netravalkar. Just 2 overs for him. 2 overs, 5 runs. Didn't do a lot wrong. But I believe the plan for the US boys is to not let the batters settle in with the plans of the bowlers. So just 2 over, a short spell as Jasdeep comes into bowl. Again, some movement in the air. Bhim wanting to go for that single after he somehow managed to get that connection. No, a clear call from Asif.
Yeah, Bhim wanted the run, which was very risky because the ball had not even passed Jasdeep there. That would have been a certain run out, and that's the last thing that Nepal want. Nicely played. Beautiful shot there from Bhim Sharkey. Just exquisite timing. And he'll get a couple of runs, but that was such a good shot. Impeccable timing.
Well, yeah, played it absolutely straight. I wonder if it got a little bit of fingers of Jasdeep. Should have been a boundary otherwise.
Nepal losing that first wicket of Kushal Bhurtel. Got out on a duck for the 8th time. And that's been shared, that record. Most ducks for Nepal now, for that infamous record, now belongs to Kushal Bhurtel and Dipendra Singh Airi. They both have been dismissed on a duck 8 times.
You don't want to be on the right side of that list. No, never.
Yeah, he'll be hoping that somebody can cross him, maybe somebody else, but not today.
Such an irony, right? You want someone to cross it, but then that someone would be a teammate. You don't want that to happen either.
Yeah, extremely talented Kushal Bhurtel, but just not able to fire today. That was a good delivery as well, Neil. It was not a bad delivery at all. It moved off the deck and took just that faint edge straight into the hands of the keeper. Not a lot that Kushal could have done with that delivery. Just felt that he played a little away from the body. But besides that, I think it was a really good ball.
Well, indeed, sometimes you need to appreciate the fact that the bowler was better off in that equation. And Rushil definitely has impressed one and all with his abilities, his skills. At just 22. Jasdeep angling the ball into the right-hander.
Just the 2 overs for Saurabh from that end, from the far end. We are sitting at the dugout end or the pavilion end, or it's called the com box end. But the other side, it's called the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed end. And that's where Saurabh was bowling from. Only 2 overs for him. Maybe a change of angle, a change of end for him. We'll find that out soon. 6 overs bowled, 17 for 1.
Saurabh Netrawalkar getting the ball to go away with the arm.
That's his natural movement of the ball. He seldomly brings the ball in. Most of his deliveries will be angling across the right-handed batter. Change of ends for him. He was bowling from the far end, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed road end. Now coming to bowl from the com box end or the pavilion end. And coming around the wicket as well. So change of angles very quickly from Saurabh.
This time he just ensured that the ball held his line, targeted towards the off stump. Subtle changes also keep the batters guessing. Change of ends to bowling from around the wicket. Trying to bowl around the wicket, your angle of delivery completely changes. The visual angle for the batter changes. And this time he got the ball to come in. We're talking about his ability to send the ball away from the right-hander. When he comes in from around the wicket, doesn't really have to work too hard to bring the ball back in.
Yeah, this one did come in sharply. Just the length a little too short, so allowed Beam to just negotiate with the movement. That ball, had it been a little fuller, that would have gone through the gates. Could have gone through the gates. Beam Sharki will now have to be really cautious, especially with Netrawalkar coming around the wicket. Watch out for the ball that comes in.
Yeah, smart. Just pushes the ball away and says, okay, I'm off strike. Asif Sheikh will have to deal with the remainder of 2 deliveries in this over. Saurabh Netrawalkar, very unassuming character. When he walks past you, doesn't give you that vibe of an aggressive fast bowlers. Generally fast bowlers, they're tall, well-built, muscular. They want to give you that little threatening vibe. Aerially played over the infield. Mid-on cannot do anything. Boundary.
And that's the class of Asif Sheikh now. Very well done. Watched it till the end. And he was at the non-striking end, so he saw how the ball was moving in, was ready for it, and played it up and over the mid-on fielder. Was way too inside the fielder, the 30-yard circle, and that allowed Asif Sheikh to just play it up and over and got another boundary to his name. So 13 now for him. And good mind games and good competition and battle between the skills of Saurabh and Asif.
Last ball. A dot ball to finish the over. A good contest comes to an end. 7 overs gone. 22 for 1. Jasdeep Singh will continue from the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road end. 22 for 1. Oh, lovely. Keeping the ball in that line just outside off. Almost inviting Bhim Sharkey to play that shot. Lets it go in the gloves of the wicket keeper. Now, you don't go fishing to that. You don't go fishing to that. Would have been another wicket. Not to be so. Jesse, as he is popularly known, Jasdeep Singh. Born in New York, and then spent 10 years in India. Came back to the US, and that cricketing journey of his has got him to represent USA. What he does bring to the table is not just pace but also movement. Back of the length delivery this time has been played towards the square leg. They're going for the second and will get it. The wicket keeper is not very happy with the effort. Was that Rushil? Yeah, should have just been a single, Shoaib.
Yeah, just a little complacent. You can see that they went for the first run quickly, and that's great coordination between Bhim and Asif. Didn't have to call, just a quick eye contact, and that was enough for them to decide that they want to go for the second run. Stole an additional run there, both these batters. Bhim Sharkey has 100 to his name in one-day cricket. His highest score is 101. Average is 33, 32 matches in the ODI format. But again, like I said, very technically sound, and I think this longer format suits him really well. And when you're batting at number 3 for your side, Neil, it tells you that he's one who has been shown a lot of belief, and somebody who can bat at number 3, because that's a very important position, not only in T20 cricket but in one-day cricket as well.
That position dictates the pace of the game. Sometimes you come in as early as maybe the first over. Then you're playing the role of an opener. Sometimes the openers have done well, so you come in later in the middle overs. Then your job is to accelerate from there on almost instantly. So either you're stitching partnerships and taking the game deep, or you're coming in, playing the aggressive brand of cricket, playing against a slightly older ball or a brand new cherry. Your capabilities, your skills have to be manifold. Oh, was there a catch there? Chance. Gone begging. How expensive is that going to be? 8 overs gone, 25 for 1 Nepal.
Yeah, just outside off, and that definitely looked like a chance. Should have been taken, those catches at point. They travel at a certain speed, but you have to hold on to them. Not to be. 8 overs bowled, 25 for 1.
Netrawalkar will continue. Left arm over. We did see him getting fair amount of success and creating some amount of doubt in his bowling around the wicket. Saurabh Netrawalkar. How soon does he make that change in this over?
Yeah, I think now he's come back to his original angle, creating and shaping that ball away from the right-hander. There's a slip in place, so maybe one delivery that comes in just to surprise Bhim Sharkey, who's taken some time now. 27 deliveries, including this latest ball that he played for his 9 runs. So he has taken some time, but now I'm assuming that he'll have a better understanding of the pitch and the conditions and will bat accordingly. They need to take a leaf from how the USA batters batted in the first innings. They took some time, first 10 overs, 30 odd runs, 35 or 37 in the first 10, but from there on they built that first innings. So Nepal will want to replicate that in this run chase as well.
A little push, wanting to go for that single. You shouldn't be sweating if you don't get it. That's all right. Early on, even if the runs don't come, it doesn't matter. As long as you're not losing too many wickets. USA had just scored 32 runs, losing 1 wicket in the first 10 overs. So Nepal is not far behind. And even if you're not in that range, even if you score 28, 29, doesn't really matter as long as you're not losing wickets. Sensible batting. Not trying to take any risks whatsoever. Bhim Sharkey, 9 runs in 29 deliveries.
Yeah, I think so. They just want to see Saurabh Netrawalkar off. They don't want to give him a wicket, because that will then again just boost the entire confidence and morale of the side. So now it's more about surviving out there in the middle than thriving. And that's what these two are doing. They need to survive this initial outburst and onslaught from USA and then build a partnership from there.
Yep, looks pretty much like that. Defensive approach by Bhim Sharkey. Kept that bat very close to the pads. not really concerned about those runs. The scoreboard will take care of itself if you're there to bat for longer.
Yeah, he's the kind of batter that you want to have in your team for a 3-day game or a 5-day game, because that's how mentally tough he is. Had Nepal been playing Test cricket, his name would have been right there in the top 3-4, Bhim Sharkey. That doesn't mean that he can't play other formats. What I'm trying to say is just that he's so technically sound and mentally he's so strong that he can absorb a lot of pressure. End of the 9th over, 25 for 1.
Jasdeep Singh, 2 overs, 6 runs. He'll continue. There was a half cheer and then it died down really quick because of a good piece of fielding at mid-off. Asif Sheikh did well to get to the length of the ball, drove it beautifully. But it was Harmeet Singh who got behind the line of the ball and stopped it from going anywhere.
Yeah, Jesse Singh, also his pet name, Jasdeep Singh, fondly called as Jesse. You can also see his name on the jersey. It reads Jesse. That's nicely pulled away. A short arm jab. And it's in the vacant area towards the square leg. They come back for 2. And Asif Sheikh, well, he'll keep strike.
15 of 23 for Asif. Bhim still on 9 of 31 deliveries. If numbers impress you much, 236 required of 244, inching closer to run a ball. At some point in time, one of these two will look to accelerate. And that acceleration has come in now. Trying to go big over the keeper's head, gets a boundary.
Yeah, some extra bounce on that occasion from Jasdeep Singh. He managed to get an edge of the bat of Asif Sheikh, but that one just kept on travelling, and that height was a little too much for the slip fielder as well as the ball reaches the ropes. I think it was housed with that effort in that slip quadrant. And in the end, they'll manage 4 runs. And that is what Nepal will take with both hands. Doesn't matter. Edged or from the middle or behind the keeper or in front of the keeper or behind the bowler. Doesn't really matter at all. Runs are runs.
Yep, it doesn't matter how they come, as long as they come. Playing it back to the bowler. Fast bowlers are generally not very impressed when they are hit for boundaries. It's just, it's not their egos or anything. It's just the nature. It's just the way they are built. It's just the makeup, their mental makeup. While spinners are happy if you hit them for boundaries, because they know that if you are tempted enough to hit them for a 6, the next ball or the ball after, they will pick your wicket. So psychologically, these guys are made differently. They're constructed differently.
That's nicely done. In the gap again. Enough bat. This time, the connection a lot better from Asif Sheikh as he gets another boundary in the over. Jasdeep, a little expensive in this third over as Nepal now try to build an innings and try to build a partnership.
Well, yeah, runs coming in. And that I reckon was a poor delivery, was short, was wide. If you offer that kind of width to a batter of the caliber of Asif Sheikh, you will be punished, and that's exactly what happened. Now Nepal ahead of USA within the power play zones. Last ball of the over. And that should be a dot ball to end the power play. 10 overs gone. Nepal 35 for 1.
So 10 overs, 35 for 1. That's the score for Nepal in this run chase. As there's another bowling change. Saurabh Netravalkar is now replaced by the debutant, Rushal Ugarkar. Got a wicket in the very first over. He's now back into the attack. And he's up against Bhim Sharkey. Well, Bhim Sharkey, like we mentioned, very technically sound, comes from Sudur Paschim province, western part of Nepal, from a district called Kanchanpur. And we've been told that he's been nicknamed as Jaunty because another exciting fielder, brilliant fielder for Nepal, Bhim Sharkey. We've seen him run around and throw his body on the line, take some spectacular catches and save boundaries as well. So in the field, he's a live wire, Bhim Sharkey. And that's why he's been nicknamed as Jaunty Rhodes. And we've also been told that he impressed the great Jaunty Rhodes by his fielding during one of the domestic leagues where Jaunty Rhodes was himself present. He was mighty impressed with Bhim Sharkey's fielding. That's nicely done by Asif Sheikh. That's gone all the way. Just enough bat onto it to send it packing. And that's a maximum. Well, you can see that they're up and about, the Nepali fans, as Asif Sheikh is now scoring at more than run a ball. He did take some time, but now he's on 29. Yeah, looking to pull that. And the top edge flies over the keeper's head, and it's gone all the way into the stands, onto the stairs, as that's another 6. So Nepal now building on this partnership. They took some time, they set the platform, and are now well and truly in this run chase. The platform is set. They need to build from here on. 42 on the board. Both of these batters have played enough deliveries to assess and get a good idea of the pitch, while they wait to get that ball back from the stands. It's a locked area, so the access is very limited. One of them will have to go all the way and get it. The run rate of 4, required of 5.59. So not a lot of difference there in that regard, and they still have a lot of overs left. So not a bad start this. Although they lost Kushal Purtel in the very first over, these two have stitched a partnership. Asif Sheikh and Bhim Sharkey. right then. Rushal back to his bowling mark and ready to bowl. That's nicely worked away. That's another classy shot from Asif Sheikh. He's so good on the pads, very strong in that zone, and plays that flick elegantly. A treat to watch when he plays that. Uses the pace and just flicks it off the pads. 31 of 29 deliveries for Asif Sheikh. So he's now up and running, and that's good news for Nepal because he would want to now cash in on the start that he's got. Fuller delivery. Takes the inside edge of the bat. And that ball will trickle away for a single. The Sheikh brothers have been part of the Nepal team for some time. Asif and Arif. We saw Arif bowl in the middle overs. Bowled 5 overs and got a wicket as well. And now it's Asif, the other brother's turn to shine for Nepal. And he's done that. He's got a start to himself. And they want him to continue for as long as possible. 11 overs bowled. Nepal 45 for 1. Well, flicked off the pads again. And that is where his strength lies, Asif Sheikh. He's so good when he plays that flick shot off the pads. I mean, we saw a boundary being scored by Asif in that similar fashion, and now just flicks it. It's like he cannot miss that ball that's been bowled on the pads. He's so strong in that zone.
Well, undoubtedly, the ability to play those deliveries where the bowlers have erred and to capitalize on it, stealing a quick single, that's very smart cricket. Absolutely on the money. Played it with soft hands, knew that he had hit it with soft hands, and scampering for that single. Really good. Shubham Ranjane. Yeah, the cheers of Nepal. Nepal have suddenly risen. It's a massive contingent. The support that Nepal gets from all around, wherever they're playing, irrespective of which country they are playing in. Nepalese fans, they flock in numbers to support their boys, and for that matter, even their girls.
Yeah, recently Nepal played, the women's team played against Malaysia in Malaysia. So it's been a busy schedule for cricketers, men and women, and especially men in particular have been on the road for some time now. Started with that West Indies series where they won a historic win. And it's a proud moment not only for Nepalese fans, but also for every other fan who follows associate cricket, because for them it's a proud moment that a team that doesn't have a full member status has gone on to beat a full member nation in a bilateral series. UAE was the first to do that against Bangladesh earlier this year, and now Nepal too, making a name for themselves on that drawing board, on that record books, ensuring that their name is also right up there when it comes to associate cricket.
One thing common between them both was that the venue was the same, the historic Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Meanwhile, 12 overs gone, Nepal 49 for 1. Rushel to continue. I was surprised when he was actually given a break after 3 overs to bring in Saurabh Netravalkar. He's a young lad and was bowling well, is bowling well. Should have continued with the same momentum instead of breaking it and bringing Saurabh in and then bringing him back.
That was the change of ends that I think was the reason Saurabh wanted to bowl from this end, and they got Jesse for 1 over, and then that just started the entire chain of bowling change. Now he's bowled that previous over, was a little expensive, was taken for some runs by Asif Sheikh, a 6 off the leading edge of the bat, and then a 4 towards the square leg. So back onto his regular line and length now, just outside the off stump. When he bowls that length and that line, it is very difficult to score runs off him. The moment he sprays it down the leg side or a little too straight, that's when he's proven to be a little expensive. But overall, very promising cricketer, Rushil Lugarkar.
For sure. Looks like someone will have a nice bright future in international cricket. And just on cue, appreciation leads to mockery. A boundary coming in. Bhim Sharkey just transferring his weight on the back foot and sending the ball towards the mid-wicket region for a 4. Brings up a 50-run partnership between these two. They've done well to stabilize this innings after an early wicket.
Yeah, that was hit flat, isn't it? And like you pointed out, on the front foot. And it's gone for 6 as well. So a flat 6 from the bat of Bhim Sharkey. 55 on the board now.
Dot ball to follow. Good comeback.
Yeah, much better line and length. Just outside the off stump. And that too, that was hit. That ball that was hit for 6 was the one that was short and the one that was too straight from Rushil, allowing Bhim Sharkey to get on top of the bounce and play it flat towards mid-wicket for 6.
Using his feet, playing it absolutely straight, and will get rewarded. 4 runs from Bhim Sharkey.
Yeah, it was anticipation from Bhim Sharkey. He knew exactly where Rushil was going to bowl the last ball of the over, and that was hit straight down the ground. Beautiful batting there from Bhim Sharkey and appreciation from the fans in the stands. End of the over, 13 bowled, 59 for 1.
Right, spin attack for USA as Harmeet has been brought into attack. Very first delivery, chance of a run out. He's gone upstairs, wants to give it a check. Umpire Akbarali running towards the stumps. Okay, now he's walking towards the stump.
Yeah, direct hit are always very close.
So no problem, decides umpire Akbarali. Says, let's continue. Oh, beautifully bowled there. Harmeet Singh. He's getting grip, he's getting bounce, he's getting turn. I wonder, what does he know about the surface that the others haven't been able to? No slip for him. Despite that, he's been able to attack and attack consistently. A dot ball there. I like the fact that Harmeet does angle the ball in to the body of the right-hander. Yes and no, chance of a run out. Probably a better throw would have done the trick. The wicket-keeper was almost halfway through the pitch to collect that ball.
Well, it looks like it was almost like a replay of the first innings, where there was a good partnership going on, and then there was a run out affected, and things just weren't the same anymore for USA. You can see that it was, again, just ran for it. This time, it was Asif Sheikh who responded the call of Bhim Sharkey, which was good, because sometimes you need to trust, you need to show trust and take that leap of faith while running between the wickets with your partner. And that's what Asif Sheikh has done. But you don't need a run out. It's not needed. That wicket is not worth an additional run, isn't it, Neil?
Oh, absolutely. Because runs will come like they're coming right now. A smart placement, just opening the face of the bat, guiding the ball towards the boundary. End of the 14th with a 4, 66 for 1. Shubham Ranjane, 1 over 4 runs. Rushil has been taken off attack. Just whiff him past the outside off. That has been the length that everyone has been getting rewarded off.
It's a double-edged sword, that shot, isn't it?
Yeah, never too easy to be on the right side of it always. And mind you, it's not a shot that you can just randomly pull off. These batters who played with such ease, they probably would be playing that shot 500 times every single day in the nets to ensure that they get it right.
Yeah, and I also feel that it is against all that we've been taught as a cricketer, in where you've been told that as a batter you need to play on the merit. You need to see the ball and then decide where you want to play that shot. So all that is taken out of the equation when you play a reverse sweep, because it cannot be that you decide to play it after the ball is pitched. I think it is always premeditated that you are going to play the reverse, and then you're hoping that the ball will be in that zone. If not, you'll try to, maneuver the ball. So for me, it's very difficult to understand the thinking behind it, although it's very effective, and modern day cricket warrants that you play that shot and learn that skill. But it's an irony that it doesn't fit the usual textbook guide of playing on the merit.
A beautiful delivery, and this one on the merit, on the top of off, and Shubham Ranjane has delivered what one would say a textbook wicket, top, off, gone.
Well, another debutant getting his first one-day international wicket. Ranjane with that beautiful delivery, some movement in the air and off the pitch as well. You can see that it was coming away from Bhim Sharkey, and then after it pitched, it came in between the bat and pad. And what a jaffer of a delivery, and what a way to get your first wicket. You get that batter out and you disturb the stumps, and the bails are off and flying, and what a moment it will be for Ranjane to remember for a long, long time. His first wicket, Bhim Sharkey departs for 29. It's 69 for 2.